I am Cheryl Texera. For those of you who don't know me, I am super excited to be presenting to you this month for the very first time is a free monthly workbook. And this workbook will actually give you information and things that you can do and think about all month long. So you don't have to like bust it out and like get everything done now. We can take it one step at a time. Next week, I'm going to be talking about the different things. You can find those things on page 8. The different topics I will be talking about each and every week in the group. So today, I wanted to talk to you about creating a rhythm for yourself because you can get more done in less time without just being like a workaholic, right? you can build in different efficiencies and stuff, and that's kind of what this whole month is about, is starting to reflect on your time and how you spend your time so that you can start building better habits and creating a routine and a rhythm for you that feels good, right? Something that you can manage and you don't really have to overthink it. You don't have to think hard and do all that because we have enough thinking to do, right? We have enough to think about. We have enough to learn in this industry. And so I wanted to just share with you some of the things that I have done. And, you have the workbook. If you don't have the workbook, you can download it. You should see it on the banner in my Facebook group, or I'll drop the link here shortly. But you can opt in to get this workbook. And then, so when I went through my weekly 12 and I was really reflecting on that to build this thing, I started thinking about all the things that I do, and one of the things that I do always is I get up really early because I like to get up and get my work going before my family gets up. So I kind of have a little bit of a head start. I've got some quiet time, no interruptions. And I can really get focused and do my most productive work during that period of time. And then, later when everybody starts waking up and, well, it's just my husband and myself now, but, and the dogs and the cat. But if, once he wakes up, then we kind of, have breakfast and then we get out and we take a hike and we do all that stuff. And so, that's like a pretty consistent routine that we do each and every day. And so that routine just helps me. It kind of gives me that structure I can lean on so that I don't have to think too hard about what's going on, right? But of course, because I get up early, I have to go to bed early too. So, if you're one of those people that stays up till 11 or midnight or whatever, you might not be able to get up as early as I do. But I really like to get up early and get a start on my day. And a lot of times I can finish everything I need to do, at a nice reasonable time, like 2:30, somewhere in there. And then I can relax the rest of the afternoon. And it really just depends on what I have going on. Lately, I've been in a huge creative zone lately. And so I've been working quite a bit more than I normally do because I want to, not because I have to, not because, I'm not dreading it or anything. I'm excited every day to get up and do my work. I'm so excited every single day. And that is living that dream life, right? And you want to live the dream life. I mean, if you're not happy and you're not like doing what you absolutely love doing, then it's time to reevaluate what you're doing because this is the life, right? This is the life. This is the life of an online entrepreneur. You've got technical challenges and you've got, industrial learning to do, right? Like you have to learn this industry and there's a lot of different approaches out there. And so, all those things that you have to learn and have to do, they can hang you up and they can get you feeling like, God, I really don't like this. And we can stay in that negative mindset, right? We can stay in the negative mind. Oh, I'm not good at tech. I'm not good at that. I mean, I heard this all the time. I have a degree in math. And I heard oh, I'm terrible at math. I'm terrible. Well, it could just be that, you started out with that mindset of being terrible at math. And so then you never allowed yourself to really absorb it and learn it because you had that mental block, right? And we do the same things with with technology and with change. And that's one of the reasons why in project management, we have, in big industries, like you have a big user group, say you have 2,000 users or something like that, in it, that uses your software or whatever, there's big organizational changes that have to happen. Think your office environment, whatever, if you work in an office, the software you use, the business setup, all that stuff that you're using. Well, that is difficult for people to make those changes to something new. Think like going from, office 10 to 11, something simple, right? Well, what if it's a big, massive system like, let's say you're a realtor, right? And you have a database that you have to manage and maintain. Well, and like the MLS system, right? Well, if that changes and they do a big old, like a big drop of new code and everything, you have to adjust to that. And so project management, traditional project management has a huge piece of organizational change management. And that is really helping people get in the mindset to accept the changes that are coming their way. And so that's kind of what we're doing this month is we're talking about, changing your mindset a little bit and embracing the journey of your business venture. Because if you aren't enjoying it, then what is the point of doing it? And if you dread every day, what is the point of doing it? So instead, I want to challenge you to really think through all the things that you do, help yourself get into a better routine instead of just trying to jam in work on the side. Make it part of your day and make it part of the things that you love to do, right? And the reason why you love to do it is because you embrace the challenges, you embrace the journeys, and you have the tools to deal with it. And if you if any of you have downloaded in the past my Obstacle Slayer workbook, it's not available right now, but it will be. It's in some of my packages, but it helps you with troubleshooting and getting in that mindset so that you can stop having that negative mindset that's holding you back, right? It's holding you back because it's a block. It's a mental block. Okay, so today I wanted to just go over a few things to help you build a routine that's going to help you embrace everything that you're doing, enjoy the challenges and the adventure of being a business owner so you can start living your dream life, right? Your dream life. Remember that one that you started out with when you first opened the doors of your business or you first bought that domain name, right? You had this dream of a life that you were going to have where you're your own boss and things are cooking. And what is that life that you dreamed of, right? You're seeing clients, you're, doing some of the work, the design work, or whatever part of the job that you love, right? Like maybe you love creating little workbooks in Canva. Maybe you love creating your website design. Maybe you love coaching your clients, all those things. And you can start really embracing each one of those things for what it actually is. But you can keep, notes and tabs on the things that you love and the things that you hate and the things that you're good at and things that you're bad at. So when your business goes, crazy, you know who to hire and you know what skill sets you need. Okay, so starting to build a routine, let's start writing down all of those things. So the first thing that you want to do is start being intentional, right? Be intentional with your time. Think about when your best time is, right? Your best time is when you are most productive. You get things done. It could be first thing in the morning. It could be at night when everybody goes to bed. Who knows, right? So think about when you're most productive. And I'm not talking about just getting things done. I'm talking about when your brain can be most focused. You have fewer distractions. You're able to kind of settle in and relax. If you're like me, you're like, if you sit down and try to relax too soon, you're like squirming around and, type kind of a squirrel because I'm a squirrel. So, and I know a lot of my clients are squirrels too. So I know how it is. So be intentional about everything and write down even some of the things that you do every week that you don't want to do every week and highlight those suckers in red or something. So you can start thinking about how you can change that from a bad habit to a good habit and establish some routine. Okay, and then the next thing is to be consistent. Be consistent with, in terms of doing the same things at the same time of day and showing up every day, right? So, having a business and where you're only working 1 day a week or something like that, well, it might be great, but it also might actually remove you from everything so much that you don't feel connected to your business anymore. You don't feel in charge. You don't feel that emotional connection to the thing that you're doing. And so by being consistent and showing up, every day, a good 5 days a week, or 4 days a week, or even 3 days a week, but getting in there and really working on your business, consistently, even if it's a side hustle, is going to help you to show up on time, build those habits so you don't have to think, right? You take the brain work out when you build a routine. You don't have to think so hard about what you're doing. And the beauty of that consistency is, especially for your day-to-day work. So think about this, right? There's certain things that you have to do every day. You check your email, you do this, you do all those different things that you do. If the checking your email could be just a routine right now. You don't even think about it. You just do it, right? Well, what about checking your Kanban board? What about checking that every day? I hear this excuse all the time. Well, I just forget to check it. Well, make it, the homepage of your browser, and then check it every single day, right? And so, if you do those things, right, then it becomes a habit, and a habit is muscle memory, right? So you don't have to think so hard. You don't have to, actually, make a decision to do it. You just do it. That's just part of it. And when you do that, then the space opens up in your brain so you can work on your projects and the things where you have to think more deeply, right? And I have a funny story, because when I worked in my career, I retired in July. In IT, I was in an IT shop, but we had all the other people that were on the customer side, of it, and they were our customers who were building software for. Well, they always had to dress up, and we were in the same building, and they always had to be dressed up. And our side in IT, we never had to be dressed up. And there, at one point, they made us get all dressed up and everything, and we were all like, we can't think, with our ties on and our dress clothes and skin tight skirt. We can't do that. We can't think hard like that. And so it's kind of the same thing, right? Is that you want to be able to think, and you want to create an environment for you that helps you really think and create, right? Because when you're worn out, when you're running yourself ragged, it's really hard to be creative. It's really hard to think deeply, so that you can do the digging that you need to do to build your dream business, right? Because yeah, you may have established something, and and it might be going okay and everything, but until you really connect with that thing, then it can be hard, right? It can be hard, and you can be on the struggle bus for a while. And so you really want to deeply connect with your work so that you can deeply connect with your why and your who and all that stuff, right? Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to say is just be rhythmic about things. So what by that I mean, maybe every Monday you prepare for your live, or you write your blog post, or you contact a few clients, or you do something like that, and then every Tuesday you do something else, and every Wednesday you do this, and you maybe have a routine that you do so that you know what days you do that. Now, you can make that a monthly routine too, like the maybe the first week you do creation, right? And then the second week you start building the distribution of that thing you created, and you're doing this maybe for the next month, right? And so you're creating it, you create 1 week, you start getting it ready for distribution, the opt-in page, the emails, all that stuff. Then you start building the social media the third week, and then you schedule all that social media and all that stuff. You test it all, you make sure it all works that fourth week, and boom, you're ready to go. Next month, you do the same activities over and over again, and then you can be consistent. And what does that do for you? one of the things it does for you is it helps you start to reduce your scope and simplify, right? Instead of trying to do all the things, you're figuring out the angle of all the things that you want to create that helps you start packaging your work, helps you start grouping it into categories, and so that it's easier for you to start creating. And then you narrow that scope down to your secret sauce, your thing, right? Which can be hard to find. You've got some soul searching and exploration to do before you kind of figure out where those boundaries are of like, where are you getting out of your lane, right? Where are you getting off track, and you're trying to teach more than you really have the skills for, or you're trying to go someplace that you really didn't want to go, like maybe you're a life coach, and now suddenly you find yourself helping somebody with building their website because they have a business or something. Well, that's my job. I help people build their websites, right? Come join my group. I'll help you build your website. And so you see what I'm saying? It's like we have to be able to have a calm mind to be able to dig deep, build in those rhythms, and get everything into place so that we can rely on those routines and clear our heads so that we can design, so that we can think, so that we can have the vision, right? The vision, because you are the CEO of your business. It is your job to have the vision. And if you're always in the weeds, struggling, mad because of the tech and in a negative space and everything, it's going to be really hard for you to really see that vision clearly and stay on that path to that vision. Okay. And so that's really all I had on that particular topic, but I want you to really think about that, right? Is having that vision. And one of the things that I do for my clients is I help them look at their business from that CEO point of view, from that 10,000 foot view, so that we can see what the vision is, and then make sure that all of the projects that you're doing are aligned with that vision. And or I should say, all the work that you're doing. And then we try to group things into projects and then sort of map things out so that you can actually implement and get things done instead of having 50,000 things going on at once. You're just throwing spaghetti at the wall. You have no idea. There's no rhyme or reason to what you're doing. You're just doing, right? And you're just like barely coping and barely keeping up, right? So you don't want to have to do that. So, feel free to book a call inside this workbook. There are links so you can book a call with me if you would like to chat about your business and see how I can help you get some laser focus in on what you are actually going to do with your business. And then we can talk about if we're a good fit to work together, and I can help you build your dream business, not just a business, right? We don't want to just have a low paying job, and we'll talk about that later. We're going to be talking about that in June on creating a low paying job. Like, we don't want that. I had a guy here that had a business in town. He basically created a low paying job for himself, and he was absolutely miserable. And you could see it in his business. It was just, down and dumpy, and he didn't keep it clean. It was like a mail service business, like a UPS store or something. And he just like ran it to the ground, and he ended up losing it because he ran it to the ground because he didn't have a vision, right? It starts with vision. So think about what your vision is. Start writing down some of that routine that you're doing right now and ask yourself, is it aligned with your vision? Are these things going to actually move the needle forward on your business, or are they actually hurting you? Okay, so think about that. Use your workbook. Come back next week. We're going to talk about the second thing, which is, let me go back to page 8 from my workbook. Work smarter, not harder, right? We're going to start talking about building in some things that help you work more smart so that you can be more efficient. And we'll get into that next week. So check out your workbook, start writing, get some things written down. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you enjoyed this whole theme this month, which is about that building that routine, building in efficiencies, and helping your brain be clear and free so you can see your vision clearly and start working toward that vision. All right, you guys, I hope that helps you. Take care, and I will see you in the comments. Bye.